It took me a little bit, but I have successfully no-hit run critical Qingyi defense number 7. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I need that accomplishment. Okay, that felt good for me to do. Now, let me tell you my first impressions on Qingyi, because honestly, I think this character might be OD and probably #1 in the game. So far from what I've been able to play with Qingyi, she's one of those characters that really gravitates towards understanding the full value of the game and then understanding the full value of the character. Now, I say that and I don't mean that like, oh man, if you don't play the game this way, then no, this isn't that type of party. I'm not saying that. I don't know why people think that I always say that, but it is what it is. Anyhow, my point being is that Qingyi really has a lot of value when you fully understand her kit. Even if we look at what we have now, basic attack, penultimate, a lot of what you're doing revolves around this, which is going to be like a basic attack 3 kind of thing, where you're spamming the basic attack to get a bunch of electric shocks, but you don't really need to do a bunch of electric shocks. What you're doing is you're building up the meter so that you can get the flash connect. Flash connect is going to be this bar that you'll see as you're playing the character, or rather as you see me playing the character. You'll see this bar fill up in the top left, her gauge. That's going to be flash connect. Then you get the flash connect state, or the flash something state. Yeah, I'm right, the flash connect state. And then this is what's going to allow you to use your final attack or your finishing blow. And this is something that it looks like these characters coming in 1.1, all of them seem to have some type of finishing blow or final attack or big bang, whatever, something that they need to do in order to get access to all of what they want, whether that be a crap ton of damage, whether that be some speed or incredible speed, mind you, whether that be something like anomaly proficiency increase or status updates, whatever, right? I don't know why I said status updates, like this is Facebook, this isn't Facebook, bro. Anyway, the main point being is that Qingyi needs to do this thing in order to get that thing. Now, there's tons of different ways that you can go about getting electric damage or building up this meter, such as your dodge attacks, your dodge counters, your parries, into the actual parry, the defensive assist, I think is what it's called. You also have your EX skill, you have your regular skill that's going to be doing electric damage. You could build up electric damage however you want to, but the fastest way to do that would be spamming her basic attack 3. Then you have the idea, the concept that you can get into basic attack 3 by using EX skill or using her, the dodge counter, if I'm not mistaken, and the parry, if I'm not mistaken, all lead you back into basic attack 3. So it's very similar to how Zhu Yuan works, but it's not as versatile with what Zhu Yuan has to offer on the table as far as like playing the character. When you move beyond that point, you do get into the aspect of looking at the finishing strike and you're actually hitting that finishing strike. Once you get this is where I believe the character starts to change. I think her value really starts to change once you understand how to use the flash connect state, the enchanted moonlit blossom, so on and so forth, because then you have like over 75% of the flash connect, the voltage. And then if you're using a little bit more than that, you get an increase in days, you get an increase in the attack damage. She also has, from what I can see through her, let me just double check real quick, her M1, if I'm not mistaken. This completely tells me how this character wants to be played, or rather what they're aiming for with this character, because basically it turns her into a DPS character, a sub DPS character, so she can pretty much work on her own. So now, because of all the attacks she's doing, the high attack that you can build into her and the crit rate, M1 basically takes this to another level. Not only is it going to increase the accumulation rate that you get from using flash connect voltage, but it's also going to increase the damage you're doing. It's going to reduce the defenses of the enemies being hit, which is pretty much everybody, because everyone's inside of that field whenever she's spamming the electric attack. And then she also increases her crit rate by 20% for 15 seconds, which, given the fact that you're constantly doing this, it's pretty much permanent anytime she's on the field. I know I said this for Zhu Yuan, and I'm definitely gonna like double down whenever you guys see the guide for Zhu Yuan, but honestly, I feel like Qingyi, she's not my favorite, but I think the direction of these characters is really starting to take a turn. Like I'm a big fan of what we're seeing immediately. This isn't like a 1.4 or a 1.6 or even a 2.0 type of thing. We're immediately seeing the complexity that some of these characters can have. One of the things that I really want to point out is the flash golden state, or the flash connect state. When you're using the character, in fact, here, let me just show you real quick before I actually show you my whole impressions on the thing and whatnot. I'm gonna take you into Qingyi defense real quick because I'm just already here. I didn't feel like going to training, but if I need to, I will. So basically, you are building up all of this electric meter, right? The flash happens, you're gonna be able to get your, I guess, this version of the finishing blow. And then you go into that, you do whatever you want. Now, I still don't have this, so I'm gonna try and show you guys real quick. You see that I did a dodge right there. That's pretty standard, yeah? To get that dodge out, now I have the state. Now I have this golden state You see my staff is shining brightly, and I'm gonna try and get this. So I need one of them to try and hit me, but I need them to try and hit me while I'm doing this move. Basically, if you were to do 1, 2, 3 and like that, just like that, exactly, boom, what happens is she's able to force the perfect dodge state when she's using this finishing blow where she steps back and then strikes with the staff, which is really cool. The positives to this is that you can control when you get hit, when you don't get hit. It does a crap ton of damage. And let me just kind of go over here. I was actually talking to some of the boys about this too. When you do this, your key goal for using this character is to build up 20 stacks. Every hit that you do in that mode, the golden state, gives you 5 stacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finishing blow is going to give you the rest of it, right? So you get your 20 stacks. What happens though is if you were at any point in time after 2 hits, the goal is 2 hits, 1, 2, perfect dodge, 1, 2, perfect dodge. This will auto give you 20 hits. It also shortcuts you needing to do the other 3 hits, and it immediately goes into that. Why I say this is because I just got through like trying to do this 0-hit run or this no-hit run in the game against this very same thing. The reason I'm telling you guys this is because there's tons of situations where you'll be doing something like this and you'll want to dodge, right? Because she unfortunately does not take, she doesn't have iframes or invulnerability, not iframes. She doesn't have invulnerability when using her heavy attack, right? She's gonna get hit. And as you see in Shiyu Defense 7, the critical mode, I'm getting hit by mobs and they're taking off clean chunks of my HP, right? Look at this, boom, 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 800. That's 1600 damage that I'm taking from mobs, right? Another 800 and now she's gone, she's dead. So you get to a point in the game, and I don't think I can show you guys the extra bit of what's happening in Shiyu defense, but there are more floors than 7. All right, you just progressively take more damage in the game. It's ridiculous. I like it, but I know that the community, most of the community is not here yet. A lot of us are not at a point where we're having level 50 out characters. We have level 50 weapons. We have, you know, plus 15 on all of our disc drives for every single character. It's a lot to be able to pump into a character right now. But as we look into it and we're going over a lot of what's in the game or a lot of what these characters have to offer, in Qingyi's case, I think she feels right. I think this character is the best version of a stun character right now. And I think she's actually going to dethrone Lycon. I think Lycon is one of those situations where, like, if I were to look at, you know, typically the ice team, right? Lycon goes over here, boom, bam, bam, and then I'm done. Yeah, this is the premier ice team. I think these 2 teams are going to be your premier teams. I really don't see anyone replacing Nicole on this team. I've tried Rena, I've tried using Lucy, even like the idea, the concept of like Lucy and Ben, right? With my Zhu Yuan, it's a completely different team at this point. But when it comes to like pure damage, raw power, I think these 2 teams are just too good to beat. The reason I don't have Sokaku on this team over Rena, and I guess M6 Sokaku would probably make a big difference the same way that M6 Nicole would make a big difference. But I think Rena overall just adds a little bit more. She gives penetration to the entire team, and that does help out, especially whenever you get the freeze and the shatter, and you also get disorder. It also helps you in situations like this where recommended attributes, you see that the enemies are weak to both ice and ether. What ends up happening is you have situations where these enemies put on a shield. Some enemies or all enemies on that floor will not have the same shield. Some enemies will have ice, some enemies will have ether, and it's your job to kind of like beat down the enemies. If for whatever reason you had a full ice team and then the 2 mobs or the 2 main enemies, like little spinny guys that I just showed you guys, those guys were electric and you had all ice, it's going to be a really tough time for you to beat through that. And you kind of have to raw brute force your way through some of these situations, going through the later halves of Shiyu defense, or like the critical nodes of Shiyu defense. And then of course, like Hollow Zero is a whole different thing. 45, we have a whole different Hollow Zero now. Inferno Reap, I believe, is what they showed off during the live stream. So there's so much that we're getting just in 1.1 alone, that having a character like Qingyi, who's just pure, I don't know how else to explain it. She's just good. She's really fucking good. I don't know if they were thinking when they made her, but she's really good. Now, I'll just shortcut this before we get into like the actual me playing the game and giving you my first impressions, which I'm giving you my first impression now, but first impressions of me actually having the character in my hands and playing her for the first time and going through this and getting my cheeks clapped, all that kind of stuff. I think if you already have Lycon, or if you already have Coleta, or even a highly invested Ambi, or even a Ben, I haven't spoken too highly or too much on this, but Ben works as a great stun character. In fact, Ben gives you a couple different options or a couple different like buffs that the other characters don't give you for stunning. It just kind of comes down to like how you want to play the game. If you need more of a parry, which Ben is perfect at, but ultimately, if you already have a highly invested stun character, 2 of them, I don't think you need to worry about Qingyi. Now, if you have Zhu Yuan, obviously you really need her weapon. I think she's one of the few characters that I actually agree with. She doesn't need her weapon. Now, I think her weapon is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I think this is her best weapon. I don't care if it's by 3%, 4%, 20%, or 40%. I think this weapon belongs on Zhu Yuan, and it skyrockets her into oblivion on what you can and can't do. But if you don't have that and you're trying to min-max your pools to build out the team fully, you could always come back and get the weapons later, right? You could always come back and get M1 later. But I think giving her Starlight Engine works perfectly fine. Some of you also have the Brimstone. Brimstone works too. It's just both of these have different ramp ups, right? It just comes down to what you're doing. But ultimately, you can do whatever the hell you want. I think this team is rock solid. I think if you did have Qingyi and you didn't have Zhu Yuan and you also didn't have Ellen for whatever reason, she fits on everything, bro. You want to put her with Nekomata, she works. You want to put her with Grace, she works. You want to put her with Anton. Boy, does Anton love him some Qingyi. You want to put her with Soldier 11, she works. You want to do the Anomaly team with Lucy and Piper, it works. You want to put her with Korn or Billy, y'all want to see a Billy and Qingyi like showcase? Come on, bro, it works. So like, the character is too good. Now, I'm not saying that because I want her to get nerfed. I mean, literally, if you happen to get this character, you're chilling. You don't got to worry about a lot. But I rambled enough. Let me go ahead and show you guys my first impression of playing through the character for the first time and giving y'all all that. Beyond that point, I do have the no hit run. I think it'll be too long if I put it in this video, so maybe it'll be its own separate recording. I'm not entirely upload. I'm not entirely too sure how I want to do that. If you want to see it, just like the video, like 1,000 likes, and I'll drop it immediately. Right, as soon as the video hits 1,000 likes, I'll drop it immediately, regardless of whatever I had planned to drop. But I will still give you the video no matter what. So it doesn't matter. I'm just, if you want it immediately, you let me know, because I don't see people doing no hit runs. I don't even know if that's a thing over here in the community. So yeah. But it was really fun to do. Anyway, yeah, have fun. Watch the video, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let me know the other early access videos that you want to see. I kind of forgot to mention that part. So I guess I'm going to have to go back and like put a little timestamp or something that says, this is from the creator experience server. That's on me. That's my bad. It is what it is. Let me know the videos you guys want to see. All right, cool. So I figured what I could do is pretty much break down how I want to go about using the team and then figuring it out from there, right? So I came all the way up to what would be Shiyu Defense 7, if I'm not mistaken, just to get the full experience, because you guys know I'm not here on my game yet. That being the case, I want to see what we got here. So with Qingyi, I know for the most part, she's got this whole, I don't even want to call it a spam, but that's basically what this is, right? Like just mashing attack. Now there are some things here that I'm sure I could figure out, but I haven't done that. Like I'm taking the time to do it. Okay, like don't rush me, bro. It's gonna happen eventually. I just don't have it right now. Going over everything. I know I want to get to the, what was it, the lightning or the flash state, something like the flash connect state. There we go. I know I want to do that. And I know I want to get into like using my special attack. I believe this also lunges into her basic attack 3, if I'm not mistaken. So I was trying to figure out some of the things to do here while I was playing previously to figure out what goes into what, because as we know, a lot of these characters, for instance, I'm literally on the character now. What the fuck just dropped in my eye? Zhu Yuan has a number of hidden moves, if you will, or hidden mechanics attached to her moves in her kit. But with Qingyi is one of those, like, look at this, bro. The amount of stuff that you can do with this character, right over here, boom, stun, just like this, watch, wham. Oh my gosh, bro, that's so good. And then you go straight into Nicole, boom, 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 they're dead. Hit them with this, right back into it, right back into the fray, just like that. Oh my God, the fact that I can just kind of dodge without having to worry about anything is ridiculous. She has such crazy AoE, dude. This is crazy. And then what is it? I think you have to, there's a flash. Let me see if I can show you guys real quick. 1, 2, 3. No, damn it, I missed it. She's got this. Hold on. No, I'm gonna show you. I'm like, not there. That's what it was, right there. I got hit. There's this flash that she does that. And so we were in the Discord the other night, like kind of just freaking around trying to figure out what happens here. And so normally what you can do is you'll do this and you'll mash. You see how long it takes before you get that flash? If we mash it here, it takes a good bit of time before you get that flash. But if you were to do 1, 2, 3 right there, you immediately get the flash, you go straight into your EX skill, you get the party started. Now, I wasted a lot of time doing that, so I want to kind of run through this and see like maybe if I can clear this while still having fun and being able to like catch some things. You know me, I like doing combos and I like figuring out stuff that have combos in them. She does have a launcher, like this thing right here, that launches small enemies. That's so cool. That right there, being able to launch small enemies, and then she could also do this in, there we go, boom, into that, boom, stun, just like that. She can launch it into small enemies, or rather launch small enemies, I should say, into, ooh, no, come on, don't give me that. I want that, yes. I have to time that. If I can get the timing on that, I feel like it'd be a-okay. I love that move though. And there's also some, I'm gonna show you guys that too, if I can actually pull it off. There's a timing to doing her hold attack, that flash state there, because if you trigger it at the right time, what ends up happening is she can basically dodge whenever you want. So 1, 2, 3, and I let it go. That whole instance would count as basically a counter dodge, which I think is really cool, but you definitely have to time it. Do this so I don't get hit. There we go, into that. And now I think I'm gonna load it up before I have a little bit more. Get that dodge off, shoot this. He should be gone now. Yeah, he's gone. I want a bullet. Nice, we go into her. I think I'm maxed out on bullets though for, oh my goodness, bro. Qingyi is gonna get bodied. She's gonna get bodied, bro. Hold on, wait. Stop. He still hit me through that? Crazy. All right, bullet, dodge, yes. Boom. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Right into Nicole. I think I've learned that I'm doing this wrong, by the way. Apparently, it's more damage if I go straight into Nicole, or my bad, go into Zhu Yin, and then I go into Nicole, like I end it with Nicole. Apparently, it's way more damage doing it that way, and I was not aware of that order at all, simply because I kind of thought keeping the buff for her, where is it at? No, not that one. No! I can't go out like that. I'm talking to y'all at the same time, and I have this problem in fighting games too, bro. Any game, really. I cannot talk to y'all and play the game at the same time, bro. It's crazy, especially if it's like active. And I do feel like this is definitely the high octane team, right? There we go. 1, 2. Oh, she's got the juggles. I got hit. Stop. You know that's not supposed to happen, bro. You know that's not supposed to happen. Thank you. Go into that. Do that. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch into her. Do this. Give me this. Instant stun. Boom. Give me another one. Go right into Nicole. Boom. Once again. 1. Oh, okay, bro. You got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back into Qingyi. And the thing about Qingyi is that she definitely has the potential to get damage off. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Dodge into BA3. Reset it. Oh my goodness, I fucked up that dodge. I'm like mistiming that dodge so bad. Okay, I don't like when he does this. He's not doing 2? Okay, I guess he wasn't gonna do 2. 1, 2 to that. Okay, yeah, I hate when he does that so much, bro. Cause it's like, he doesn't need to do any of this, but the fact that he does it, and then he kind of like teleports around. Okay, so they said going to Zhu Yin, and then Nicole, and then this. But since he has 3, I guess I did it. That's the wrong way. Definitely the wrong way. Let's reset that. 1, boom, do this. I like this character. I really like, once I figure out how to, over here, 1, 2, 1, 2. Once I figure out how to play this character, because what she doesn't have, which I do believe Anby has, is increasing the stun timer. So they're stunned for a little longer. Why does he do this? Why? Zenless, why would you make this for this particular enemy, right? Like, I just, bro.
you.